Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm Kenny. Now, talking about how ZYCOO IP audio solutions support rapid evacuation and emergency response on modern campus today. And today's topic is about campus emergency response, rapid evacuation with ZYCOO IP audio solutions. And this session is designed for campus safety teams, facility managers, IT management administrators, and some system integrators working in education environments. And next, I'll introduce the challenges campuses face during emergencies, explain what an IP audio solution is, and show how ZYCOO devices work together to deliver fast, clear, and reliable emergency communication. Okay, modern campuses are becoming larger and more complex. They include classrooms, libraries, offices, dormitories, other areas, and many shared public spaces. At the same time, campuses face increasing safety risks, such as fires, extreme weather, lockdown situations, medical emergencies, and some security incidents. When this situation occurs, communication becomes the most critical factor. The information must be delivered immediately, clearly, and to the correct locations. However, many traditional systems have limitations. They may rely on the audio, like centralized control, or they cannot deliver targeted messages to specific zones. In some real emergencies, this can lead to confusion, delayed response, or unclear evacuation instructions. So this is why more campuses are moving toward the IP-based emergency communication systems. For customers encountering our IP audio solution for the first time, a very common question is, what exactly is an IP audio solution? So the IP audio solution is an IP-based audio communication system that includes both software and hardware components. It's primarily built on the standard C protocol and also integrates MQTT and streaming media technologies. By implementing an IP audio solution, users can achieve functions such as broadcasting, intercom, telephony, paging, and background music playback. And these functions are not isolated. They are integrated into a single platform, and they can be used for both daily operation and emergency response across different campus scenarios. Okay, let's take a look at the system architecture topology. And in this solution, we adopt a server and client architecture. At the center is the ZYCOO IP Audio Center, which works as the server. And all the devices, the endpoint devices, has to register to the IP Audio Center as the client. And these endpoints may include IP speakers, IP intercoms, IP phones, or some other IP-based devices such as the IP panic buttons or the power amplifiers. Because everything is IP-based and the system is easy to scale, centralized, managed, and they are very suitable for some large campus environments. For daily operation, we provide both desktop software and mobile applications. Through these tools, users can perform paging, broadcasting, music playback, zone management, and device monitoring from a single interface. And by the way, in real deployments, there are usually two types of users. The first one is the administrator, responsible for system installation, configuration, and device registration and management. And the second one is the operator, responsible for daily operations such as paging, broadcasting, and monitoring. Separating these two roles will improve the system security and simplifies the management, especially in some large campuses. And now let's take a deep look at the system architecture. Okay, this is the typically deployment in a campus scenario. You can see this figure in classrooms and libraries. We usually recommend you to use wall-mounted IP speakers such as the 𝗥𝗚𝗀𝗽𝗃, 𝗥𝗚𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃, or the IC15. When you choose the 𝗥𝗚𝗀𝗃, when the device is idle and it can display time, eliminating the need for a separate clock system. And if your needs is very simple, you can also use the IC15 wall-mounted speaker. It will also be a good choice. And at entrance and doors, we got VI series in IP intercom, and you can use them to enable communication with security or administrative offices. And for some outdoor areas or the gym areas, we recommend you to use the outdoor speakers like the SH30 or SH10 to ensure a clear coverage. And in corridors, classrooms, or under desks, you can use PBS11 panic buttons for some repeat emergency triggering. Okay, and now let's focus on today's two key devices used in campus emergency response. The first one is the 𝗥𝗚𝗀 network speaker. We got two different devices, the 𝗥𝗚𝗀𝗃𝗃, the basic one, and we also got the 𝗥𝗚𝗀𝗃, 𝗥𝗚𝗀-time. And these two devices work, they are indoor wall-mount IP speakers designed for audio broadcasting and two-way communication. By the way, the 𝗥𝗚𝗀-time includes a programmable LCD display, and both the two models features a built-in microphone, enabling two-way communication for daily coordination or emergency response. And it makes the 𝗥𝗚10 suitable not only for the announcements, but also for real-time interaction during critical situations. Okay, what makes our 𝗥𝗚10T special is its integrated LCD display. In idle mode, it displays the time and the date, eliminating the need for a separate clock system. And the LCD screen shows hours, minutes, date, and weekday. And time can be synchronized via the MTB server or manually synchronized through your computer, and it will ensure the consistency across all devices. And secondly, you can also use the caller identification display feature. The screen can show the caller name, the caller number, or both. By using this feature, and it allows operators to immediately identify the incoming calls and respond more efficiently. And another powerful feature of the 𝗥𝗚𝗀𝗃 is the programmable LCD display with screen presets. So our users can create presets for routine notifications, daily announcements, or emergency alerts. Each preset can include specific text, background color, or flashing behavior. When a preset is triggered, the audio announcement will be played, and the visual display will be executed simultaneously, and it will ensure the messages is both heard and seen. Okay, and the last one is the 𝗥𝗚10 series. Also support two-way communication through its built-in microphone, and is commonly used to request help, report emergencies, or communicate with the control room. And this two-way communication is especially suitable and valuable for some real-time coordination during the instance scenario. Okay, by using the pre-configured screen preset feature. Our campuses can deliver visual and audio emergency instructions simultaneously. For example, you can check on the figures on the right side during some extreme weather or emergency scenarios. The ZYCOO can display clear text instructions with specific background colors, such as yellow or amber or red, while broadcasting audio messages. And this will greatly improve the clarity and reduce the panic during some emergency scenarios. Okay, and next, let's look at zone-based emergency broadcasting. In some real projects, there are two common triggering methods by using the multicast triggering and our IP audio dispatch console-based triggering. And zone-based broadcasting will allow different buildings or areas to receive different messages, ensuring the instructions are relevant and precise. Okay, and in a multicast scenario, we got a multicast sender device such as our M100 or any IP phone. They will be used to send messages to ZYCOO10's multicast receiver address, and our ZYCOO10T will be configured as a multicast receiver. Okay, on the ZYCOO10T side, the same multicast address will be configured in the same time, and each channel is mapped to a specific screen preset. That means when triggered, the audio announcements and corresponding visual messages will be displayed automatically. For example, I can configure different buttons to trigger different scenarios. For example, I configure the button 1, which means building A, a fire emergency, and I can also configure the button 2 as a building A, the active shooter scenarios, and I configure the button 3 for building B, fire emergencies, and I can also configure the button 4 of the IP phones to trigger the building B's active shooter. So when the button is pressed, when the button on your IP phone is pressed, the audio announcement will be broadcasted and the corresponding emergency text is displayed on the ZYCOO10T screen. So in this way, our customers can design more combinations based on their site, their layout, and their different operational requirements to meet different needs in the campus. Okay, and now let's move on to the PBX11 network panic button. This device is designed for fast, simple, and reliable emergency response. In an emergency, users can press the button to initiate a silent emergency call. And the device supports up to 5 call destinations and automatically pulls destinations if the one is busy and unanswered or offline. Okay, and the PBX11 is powered via PoE, and it supports flexible installation, and it can be wall mounted, flush mounted, or you can also install them under the decks or counters. It also supports customized alert tones such as location information, and they will be played before the call is connected. And I think this makes it very ideal for some scenarios such as classrooms, banks, common rooms, hospitals, and some other environments where silent emergency reporting is needed. And the PBX11 plays a critical role in instant alerting reporting. Installed under desks or on walls, it enables silent emergency call during the break-ins, active shooter situations, or some medical crises. And this allows users to call for help in a very quick way without drawing any attentions. Okay, in the next part, I will have a brief introduction about the configuration. So first of all, let's talk about the ZYCOO10T's configuration. In the operation aspect, we can configure the ZYCOO10T by step. Okay, first of all, you need to create screen presets, and then you need to configure the multicast channels. And after you have configured all of this, you can trigger different presets on your IP phones or your M100 through the multicast protocol. Okay, let's move on. Okay, here is the screen presets page, and this page is available only on the ZYCOO10T. So you can just go into the advanced, the screen presets page, and here users can create multiple presets, and they can configure display text, colors, and flashing behavior. And they can also customize both routine and emergency scenarios. And by the way, the system will provide you several default presets, such as you can see the emergency, intruder, active shooter, lockdown, evacuation, fire, or some routine scenarios such as class cancellation, lunch break, which can and by the way, you can adjust them as you need. Okay, and on the screen preset page, you can also click the create button to add some new different presets, and you can give it a name. You can customize any display text, and you can click the button to select the background colors you desire, and you can enable or disable the screen flashing for higher visibility. And in addition, each preset can be assigned a priority level. A higher priority preset can interrupt and override the lower one displays, which is especially important for some emergency scenarios. Once all the screen presets are configured, you can move on to the multicast configuration. Here, the multicast is used to synchronize the audio broadcasting and screen displays across multiple devices. For each multicast channel, users can configure the multicast address, multicast port, and the screen preset that you should be triggered. And after this setup, you can just configure your multicast transmitter device, such as your IP phone or your paging device, in your control room. And after all of this have been set it up, and you can send the audio to the multicast address by just pressing the button on your IP phone. And when the multicast is triggered, the audio message is broadcast, and all the corresponding screen preset will be automatically activated on the ZYCOO10T screens. And this approach allows the campus to trigger emergency audio and visual instructions at the same time, using a very simple and reliable workflow. Okay, next, let's briefly look at the configuration of the PBX11 panic button. And this basic setup is very straightforward. So first of all, you need to log into the PBX11's web GUI, and you need to, and the devices need to be registered to the SIP server, just like all the other SIP endpoints in the system. Once registered, it becomes part of the centralized IP audio communication network. And after that, users configure the button behavior. The most common configuration is to set an outbound call destination. For example, calling directly to a control room or security office when the button is pressed. And beyond basic calling, the PBX11 we also support advanced button functions. The operators can configure an audio message that is played when the call is triggered, and they can also configure the multicast, the multiple call destinations. So if one destination is unavailable or busy, and the system will automatically try the next one to make sure your call will be answered. And with these settings, the PBX11 ensures that emergency alerts are delivered quickly and reliable. Even in some situations where the first destination cannot respond. And in this way, this simple but flexible configuration will make the PBX11 a very effective tool for some silent and instant emergency reporting in the campus scenarios. Okay, and I think that's all for today. To summarize, our ZYCOO's IP audio solution provides you the campuses with faster emergency response, clear communication, and better coordination. And by combining centralized control, the zone-based broadcasting, visual, and audio alerts, and two-way communication, the campuses can significantly enhance the safety. Okay, okay, let me stop sharing first. And next is the